y'all, it's Kim again. So now we're getting into some good stuff. This is the warrant that was issued for Mackenzie Shirilla. Hold on. Let me fix my shorts here. So this is November 4th, 2022. And if you've seen the video where she's crying about her bracelets and all that stuff, and she was supposed to be going to, what is that? Physical therapy or something. So not Mackenzie. But we're going to go right here. So this is 105. Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Joanna Winery and I appeared before Judge Thomas O'Malley of the Cuyahoga County Court of Common Pleas, Juvenile Division. Judge O'Malley signed the arrest warrant. Mackenzie was charged with the following: aggravated murder, RC 2903.01A, unclassified felony, 2 counts. Murder, RC 2903.02A, unclassified felony, 2 counts. Murder, RC 2903.02B, unclassified felony, 2 counts. Felonious assault, RC 2903.11A1, felony, 2 counts, or felony 2, and then 2 counts. Felonious assault, RC 2903.11A2, felony 2, 2 counts. Aggravated vehicular homicide, RC 2903.06A2A. I know that's like subcategory A, whatever, but I don't feel like doing all that. Okay, felony 3, 2 counts. Drug trafficking, RC 2925.03. A2, felony 4, 1 count. Drug possession, RC 2925.11A, felony 5, 1 count. Possession of criminal tools, so the weights and scales or whatever she had, rolling papers, pipes, anything like that. I don't know what all was included, but okay. Possession of criminal tools, RC 2923.24, felony 5, 1 count. Breaking and entering from that church break-in, RC 291113A, felony 5, 1 count. Vandalism, RC 2909.05A, felony 5, 1 count. Desecration, RC 2927.11A4, felony 5, 1 count. Okay, so at 2:25, Mackenzie was taken into custody. At 3:13, I called Mackenzie's attorney, Jim McDonald, to inform him of the arrest. He said he was displeased that the arrest was made on a Friday afternoon. Oh, well. 3:16, I called Scott Flanagan, Davian's father, and informed him of Mackenzie's arrest. That meant she would have had his day over the weekend. 3:18, I called Christine Russo, Dominic's mother, and informed her of the arrest. 4:38, Patrolman Mendes and Patrolman Hayes transported Mackenzie to the Cuyahoga County Juvenile Court Detention Center, and they arrived at 4:56 hours, and charges filed, subject arrested. Post-arrest follow-up investigation. So November 5th, 2022, 9:57, subpoena reply from AT&T. AT&T complied with the subpoena from Mackenzie's phone records request from 7/31/2022, 12 a.m. to 10/25/2022, 11:59 and 59 p.m. AT&T provided 6 PDF files containing a variety of information, although the records show the phone had been used until October 25th, 2022. It is unknown who is using the phone. Call their parents. November 7th, 2022, 7:47. I called Scott Flanagan to check on his family. He said they were doing okay and that they avoided social media as best they could. I also informed him that Mackenzie will have her initial appearance this morning at 9 o'clock in juvenile court. 8:29, search warrant reply, Apple iCloud. Apple responded to the search warrant for Mackenzie's iCloud account. Given the level of encryption used by Apple Inc., I requested the assistance from the city of Strongsville Information Technology or IT department to access the data. 9:43, Detective Glover and I appeared at Cuyahoga County juvenile court, Judge Jennifer O'Malley's courtroom for Mackenzie's arraignment. She was denied bond. An attorney-only conference was scheduled for November 8th, 2022 at 2 o'clock. 11:22, Detective Glover and I updated both the Russo and the Flanagan family as to the outcome of Mackenzie's arraignment. 12:32, I called Husni Ahmad, redacted, to obtain the full names and contact information for Logan and Nina. Husni did not answer. I left him a voicemail requesting a call back. 12:38, I called Tyler Patrick Croy, redacted, to obtain the same information I wanted from Husni. Tyler did not answer and his mailbox was full. I was unable to leave a message. At 2:50, Detective Glover and I called Daniel Graham, redacted, Rose's father. Although Rosie is an adult, we wanted to ensure she planned on contacting APA Troop prior to her scheduled grand jury on November 10th, 2022. After identifying himself as a retired police chief, Mr. Graham denied knowing about the subpoena. He requested I email him a copy. And at that email, and then shortly after hanging up, I emailed him a copy of the subpoena. His daughter did not comply with the subpoena. Why wouldn't they send out a warrant? Okay, at 3:19, I called Kyle Harper, redacted, to inquire about the phone call from Dominic on July 30th, 2022. Kyle did not answer. I left him a voicemail requesting a callback. And then 5:33, Detective Glover informed me he found messages on Mackenzie's Snapchat account pointing to suspected sex-related offenses. November 8th, 2022, 8:34, a State Farm agent contacted me wanting information about releasing the Toyota. According to him, Natalie Shirilla contacted his agency. I explained to the agent who called from that phone number that the vehicle is currently being kept by SPD as evidence. I advised him to have Natalie Shirilla contact her attorney, who in turn needs to contact the prosecutor should he have any questions or requests pertaining to the vehicle status. 8:46, I called Husni Ahmad and Tyler Croy for a second time. Neither of them answered. I left Husni another voicemail requesting a callback regarding information he had previously provided, and I was unable to leave a voicemail for Croy. So 9:03, suspected sex offenses. Detective Glover shared with me a string of Snapchat messages he found on Mackenzie's account. The messages were exchanged with 7 different users and seemed to pertain to a suspected sex-related offense. After consulting with APA Troop, the decision was made to further investigate the suspected sex crimes, to ensure Mackenzie was not being victimized. That's pretty gross. Yeah, that was pretty nasty. Okay, 9:41, I contacted the Ohio Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force at the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office and spoke with criminal analyst Caroline Wathy, redacted. After explaining to her what I was investigating, I asked her for ICAC's assistance in checking the usernames in their system. None of the usernames were flagged by her various databases. 10:41, Hunter Vela, the client relations specialist at Fire and Explosion Consultants LLC, emailed me a link to download the photos and videos captured by forensic examiner Mark Sargent. The one video recording and hundreds still photos were uploaded to SPD's network folder. 10:41, I called Tyler Croy to follow up. I inquired whether he had access to Davion's Life 360 application and whether he had screenshots of the speed at which Mackenzie's vehicle was traveling after they left Brushwood Lane, but before turning onto Progress Drive. Croy explained that the application only displays the top speed. I then inquired about Nina. He was able to identify her as Nina Ioni, and then the redacted, phone number. 11:20, 11. I obtained 7 subpoenas from the Berea Municipal Court for the Snapchat accounts listed in the above posted string of messages. 12:06. subpoena Snapchat. I served Snapchat subpoenas for the following Snap Inc. users and redacted all this. Later determined to belong to Mackenzie's friend Nina Ioni. This is whatever that is. So at 1:44, I returned a voicemail from Kyle Harper. He stated he was not the person who received a goodbye message from Dominic on the eve of the crash. He said the person was Kyle Smith. Um, November 9th, 2022, 8:45. Stupid. I received multiple emails from Jamie Flanagan containing screenshots taken from social media accounts belonging to Rosie Graham and Mackenzie. The photos show Mackenzie, her friends, Rosie Graham, and Nina Ioni in Halloween costumes. The videos were recorded during Halloween 2022, and they were uploaded to the SPD network and shared with APA Troop. Okay. 10:02, Jamie Flanagan emailed me a screenshot from the Strongsville Police Facebook page in which a user identified as Aliana or something. I don't know how you say it. Perez wrote about being bullied by Mackenzie. This is 1:14 phone interview. Kyle Smith. I called Kyle Smith, redacted, after obtaining his phone number from Christine Russo. Kyle confirmed receiving a text message from Dominic on July 31st, 2022 at approximately 2:53 hours saying, I love you, Kyle. Upon further questioning, Kyle explained he befriended Dominic in 2018 and the two of them became close friends. Kyle confirmed having not seen Dominic within the month leading up to his death. According to him, Dominic and Mackenzie's relationship was rocky. When asked if Dominic ever expressed concern about his safety around Mackenzie, Kyle said no. He further added the only concern Dominic ever expressed about Mackenzie was that she would act crazy. Although Kyle was never a passenger in a vehicle operated by Mackenzie, he said he did not feel safe being in a car with her. He did not elaborate any further. I'm going to take a picture of that. Come on. Okay. So all these people are coming and saying that they didn't feel safe in the car or they didn't have permission to go into a car with Mackenzie. So that tells you she was not a good driver. She already had so many issues. All right, so 6:25, TikTok complied with the search warrants for Mackenzie's 3 accounts. November 10, 2022, 9:39, Broadview Heights Lieutenant Tim Scarborough emailed Detective Glover body camera footage from the traffic stop conducted by Broadview Heights Police on I-77 when Mackenzie was taken into custody. The videos were uploaded to the network folder and were emailed directly to the APAs. And then, hold on. So this is the girl, I've already posted this once, but this is the girl who told me to kill myself and to go throw up over a toilet in high school. If you knew Kinsey, you wouldn't feel sorry for her. She took Dom and Dave's life. They'll never be able to have kids. They will never be able to get married or follow their dreams. She should have thought about that before she got behind the wheel. Thank you for informing the uninformed and so sorry for what you went through. Bully suck. And just trying to show people the kind of person Kinsey is. And then what the hell is going on at that high school? I said the same thing. Like, well, there's a whole lot of stuff. 113 APA Troop informed me that neither David Tyler Proctor nor Rosie Graham complied with the grand jury subpoena. 211, the Northeast Ohio Regional Fusion Center emailed me information they were able to collect on the following Snapchat users. And this is all redacted. At 2:55, David Tyler Proctor came to the police station. He agreed to be interviewed on Friday, November 11th, 2022 at 1 o'clock in lieu of appearing before the grand jury. APA Troop was made aware of this. And then at 11:02, Samantha Durkin emailed me screenshots of the TikTok account Labrador Bay, believed to make Mackenzie's, I don't know what that means. The messages were harassing in nature, and the screenshots in her email were added to the network folder. November 11, 2022, 11:52. Detective Glover emailed Snapchat's law enforcement portal seeking clarification and requesting assistance regarding missing data and information that was requested in the search warrant that Snapchat failed to provide. Of particular importance are the following photos and messages that may shed light on the suspected offense we are investigating. There's a bunch of stuff in here. It's all redacted. Okay. So at 1300, interview David Tyler Proctor. David Tyler Proctor arrived at the police station to be interviewed by Detective Glover and me. Prior to asking him any questions, I explained to Proctor that he was not in custody and that he could leave anytime he wanted. The interview room door remained open for the duration of the interview. Proctor had known Mackenzie for approximately 3 years. They were part of the same group of friends and dated during the summer preceding their sophomore year of high school. Proctor was also friends with Dominic even after they had been both found out that Mackenzie was dating both of them concurrently. Proctor and Mackenzie talked on and off about their relationship after their relationship had ended. When asked to describe his relationship with Mackenzie, Proctor said she was all over the place like any other girl, but then he explained that there was a crazy side to her. He recalled during their freshman year of high school, Mackenzie saying she was no longer getting high from smoking marijuana because of how much she supposedly smoked on a regular basis. He also mentioned an incident when Mackenzie contacted several friends that shared a group chat thread to ask them what to wear to school. When I asked him if he thought she was mentally stable, he said he did not think she was, and added that he believed the crash was a result of her trying to harm herself after getting into an argument with Dominic. I've recorded this, well, not this particular, but I've recorded the actual interview, and that's in there. Okay. According to Proctor, Mackenzie never directly made those kind of statements, but he reportedly heard her making statements about hating her life. He also mentioned that Mackenzie would threaten Dominic. Yeah, I see that. And then probably use her daddy, low test Steve, to go threaten him. I asked Proctor if Mackenzie ever threatened him. I explained to him that his own mother was the one who conveyed this information to me. Proctor denied being threatened by Mackenzie, but confirmed that Dominic had been. When I inquired whether the threats towards Dominic involved physical harm or just breakup, Proctor said Mackenzie only threatened to hurt herself. Detective Glover questioned Proctor about Mackenzie's driving, particularly whether he was aware of road rage incidents involving her. Proctor said he was unaware of continuous rage incidents, but only instances of what could be described as impatience. Proctor confirmed having been a passenger in a vehicle Mackenzie operated on a couple of occasions and being their double date to Cedar Point that also included Proctor's current girlfriend and Dominic. Proctor recalled Dominic and Mackenzie being involved in an argument of some sort that impacted Mackenzie's ability to drive them home in a safe manner. Proctor did not believe Mackenzie is a good driver. He further described her as careless and general, probably smoking all that damn weed. This is just, I mean, all these character witnesses telling you everything you need to know. Mackenzie was also described by Proctor as being a bully who made fun of people. According to him, she was disliked by many of her peers. That's the second person to say that. Landon Turner said that too. Okay. Was substantiated by Samantha Durkin, who emailed me screenshots from Mackenzie's fake TikTok account, Labradorite Bay, threatening to use a taser on her and in another instant, excuse me, incident that was posted on the Strongsville Police Facebook page by Eliana Perez after Mackenzie's arrest on 11/4/2022, recalling Mackenzie telling her to harm herself. More evidence of Mackenzie's bullying can be found in her school records. Yeah, we already read that. Next, I inquired about Mackenzie's state of mental health based on what Proctor knew from the time they dated. Proctor said he believed she had mental health issues based on her statements that she was unable to get high from smoking marijuana and that she had a lot going for her. What? Proctor confirmed that Mackenzie's parents knew she used to smoke marijuana. Surprise, surprise. He recalled having smoked marijuana in the backyard of her residence. He described both her parents as nice, with her dad attempting to be an authority figure. According to him, Mackenzie was spoiled and was never disciplined by them. Okay. Detective Glover asked Proctor if he knew of Mackenzie using any type of controlled substance besides marijuana. He said he heard that she used cocaine at parties and occasionally tripped. Proctor stated Davion texted him earlier in the day on Saturday, July 30th, 2022, asking him if he wanted to drop acid with him, Dominic, Mackenzie, and Joey. Proctor said he refused. Upon inquiring whether he believed an argument happened in the vehicle preceding the crash, Proctor answered in the affirmative based on how he had seen Mackenzie and Dominic argue. According to Proctor, immediately after the crash, Landon Turner told Proctor that Mackenzie and Dominic were arguing. Upon leaving Paul Burlinghouse's residence, Proctor added that the day after the crash, Landon changed his story. He further stated that Landon had mentioned the story about the argument to other individuals who were present at the memorial. Interesting. So he's lying and covering up. Remember, Steve Shirilla supposedly asked him to help him save his daughter. So, Proctor denied being threatened by anyone about not talking to the police and reject the idea that Davion, Dominic, and Mackenzie would have had a suicide pact. He believes Mackenzie drove the vehicle into the wall to end her own life. And the interview was audio recorded using Detective Glover's department issued body camera. And he's the one making all that thing racket during the stupid interview. It was like real scratchy. November 14th, 2022, 10:04. Snap Inc. complied with the subpoena for the subscriber suspected of having communication with Mackenzie that was sexual in nature. Oh no, hold on. Hold up. Okay, so why is it not working? Let me reshare my screen. Ugh, it just kind of cut out on me. Sorry, guys. Sometimes this happens. I don't know if it's Zoom or my internet, but we changed the internet thinking it would be helpful, but apparently not. So November 15th, 2022, 9:26, I requested the official measurements for Progress Drive from the Strongsville Engineering Department. We're going to try to get through this document. November 16th, 2022, 8:34, City of Strongsville design engineer Jim Kilbane emailed me the dedication plat for Progress Drive. It was uploaded to the SPD network folder. At 1:30, Cuyahoga County Court of Common Pleas Judge John Russo signed a search warrant for Mackenzie's Cash App account. The judge also signed the returns for 3 previous warrants. At 1:47, I filed a search warrant returns for iCloud, TikTok, and Pinterest with the Cuyahoga County Clerk of Courts. And then at 2:55, search warrant service, Mackenzie's Cash App. I served Cash App the search warrant by submitting it electronically via Block Inc.'s law enforcement portal, and I was provided the following confirmation number. And I'm not going to read all that. You can slow down the video or stop it and read it, but not me. November 17th, 2022. At 16:30, so 4:30 in the afternoon, I received a reply from Block Inc. indicating that the search resulted in 0 counts for user name only identifier. They requested Mackenzie's email address to be included as an identifier, and the email from Block Inc. was uploaded to the network folder. November 18th, 2022, at 9:30, I appeared before Judge William McGinty, I guess that's how you say it, of the Cuyahoga County Court of Common Appeals with an updated search warrant for Mackenzie's Cash App account. This warrant included her email address as an identifier. At 12:13, I served Block Inc. a second search warrant for Mackenzie's Cash App account, confirmation number, blah, blah, blah. Okay. November 21st, 2022, 8:44. I called the Foreign Language Department at Baldwin Wallace University in an attempt to identify the language spoken by Mackenzie and her mother on the recorded jail call, and no one answered. Hold on. Where is it at? Sorry. Hold up. Okay. No one answered. I left a voicemail requesting a callback. A short time later, I received a call. Hold on. From Dr. Nadia Saheli, the chair of the Department of World Languages at BW. She asked me to email her the audio clip. November 23rd, 2022, at 7 o'clock. Results TikTok search warrant. TikTok responded to the search warrant by providing data from 3 accounts associated with Mackenzie. So Baby Kush, Baby Cushy, and Lil Ken's Baby, I guess, or BBY. Upon reviewing contents from the accounts provided, 24 total video clips stood out. They were added to a subfolder titled TikTok Evidence, and nothing in TikTok was directly related to the crash. The video showed Mackenzie smoking suspected marijuana and displaying her collection of sneakers. November 25th, 2002, at 1 or 10:01, email from Dr. Saheli jail call. Dr. Nadia Saheli emailed me the following. I let 2 other language instructors listen, and we were all on the same page. We all don't think that what we are hearing here is a natural spoken language. It most likely seems to be digitally scrambled. I thought of your suggestion about it being a Pig Latin or Argot, and I think you are right. But given the speed at which it is spoken, it is unlikely to be natural. The cadence and phonetics of speakers, number one, are all clearly American English, and the 2-syllable rhythm we are hearing seems to be the effect of some digital intervention. December 6, 2022, at 8:04, I called Plidco and spoke with the president, Kim Smith. I wanted to know the estimated damages to her building. She explained that repairs are still being conducted, and she believes all the work will be completed in the spring of 2023. As of the time of this writing, she estimates her loss at $85,000. Oh my God. So if she ever gets off, she'll be paying for that forever. 12:13, I called Mark Sargent, redacted, to update him on the status of the investigation. I also inquired about the possibility of determining the speeds prior to the 5 seconds provided in the EDR. Sargent said he will communicate with Captain Zach and make the necessary arrangements. December 7th, 2022, at 8:10, I emailed Ohio State Highway Patrol Sergeant Ryan Fox requesting assistance in reconstructing the crash. He called me shortly thereafter and stated he will likely assign the case to a reconstructionist from Central Ohio. He further requested all video surveillance and the additional measurements OH2 we took. All requested information was emailed to him within 2 hours. December 12th, 2022, at 2:20, Christine Russo contacted Detective Glover wanting to access her son's cell phone. She suggested bringing a new phone to the police station and transferring data pertaining to his online investments using Wi-Fi. I conveyed her request to APA Troop. He said he will contact her directly. December 16th, 2022, 15:36 or 3:36. The language spoken by Mackenzie and her mother was tentatively identified as Carney Talk. See the following video found on YouTube entitled Carney Talk, A Unique Language. At 10:09, I received an email attachment from Block Inc. informing me that 0 Cash App accounts associated with Mackenzie's email address were found in their system. A digital copy of the reply was uploaded to the SPD network folder. January 5th, 2023, 2:40, APA troop informed me that Mackenzie was denied bail. She will remain in jail until the probable cause hearing, which is yet to be determined. And then at 2:43, I called Scott Flanagan and updated him, while Detective Glover updated Christine Russo. January 9th, 2023, 8:37, I emailed East Cleveland investigator Harrington audio clips in which Mackenzie and her mother, Natalie, communicated in Carney Talk. Okay. And then January 10th, 2023, at basically 12:15 East Cleveland Police Department investigator F. Harrington emailed me the following. After listening to this, and I let a good friend who I trust listen to it, we can come up with the same thing. I attached a picture of what she heard. We heard similar things. The hospital one is talking about her purse, which is plain English. Hopefully this helps you in some way. It says, can you tell the doctor to write a note that I need to go home? Seizures. I don't think I can do this. I'm scared. And then, Mom, I don't think so. And then because I'm in so much pain, I don't know. At 1:25, APA troop informed me the probable cause hearing was set for February 2nd and 3rd, 2023 at 0900, 9 o'clock. After hanging up, I called both Scott Flanagan and Christine Russo to make them aware. And then at 1:44, Sergeant Adam McQuaid, a crash reconstructionist with the Southwest Crash Investigation Group, emailed me his analysis of the EDR data. A digital copy was uploaded to the SPD network folder, and a hard copy was enclosed in the case jacket. EDR analysis by the Southwest Crash Investigation Group. The 9-page report was completed by Brooklyn, Ohio Police Sergeant Adam McQuaid. Sergeant McQuaid is an accident reconstructionist and an EDR analyst, level 1. His report was reviewed and approved by Captain Tanya Zak of the Parma Heights Police Department. Sergeant McQuaid relied on the same data extracted and used by OSP Sergeant Fox. The findings in both reports were consistent. The following points stood out to me. Section 3.0, overview of EDR. The EDR inside a vehicle is not always recording. It is a system that is woken up by a change in delta V, which is a change in velocity over time. Section 4.0, EDR specific to that Toyota. Toyota records in real time as the event is occurring. This means that as a crash is occurring, there are forces acting on the vehicle. Every time the force is strong enough to trigger an event, a new trigger event or TRG is created in the Toyota reports. Okay, so Toyota's EDR also is activated in other events such as a rollover. The car does not need to completely roll over to trigger a rollover event. There just needs to be enough force on the car to signal the EDR to record. This can happen if there is abrupt turning at high speed. Section 5.0, determination of which TRG is impact with the wall. There are 3 types of events listed in this report: frontal crash, side crash, and rollover. Based on the photographs from the scene and of the vehicle, the most substantial damage was to the front of the vehicle. TRG 11 is the event created when the vehicle struck the wall. The event is listed as frontal rear side crash, triggering all crash sensors. The delta V value maxed out at negative 37.3 over a period of 234.5 milliseconds or 0.2345 seconds. The crash linked to TRG-11 also destroyed the EDR, causing all future speed data to be invalid. All events after TRG-11 can be linked to forces continuing to act on the car as the crash event continued. The pre-crash data from TRG-11 shows the accelerator percent was at 100 continuously before the crash, and the engine throttle decreased starting at 2.10 seconds prior to event. This caused the car to lose some speed prior to impact. A review of the scene photographs could explain the decrease in engine throttle without a decrease in accelerator percentage. The scene photographs show that the vehicle struck a curb prior to striking the wall. This could have caused the drive wheels to leave the road surface, which would cause a decrease in engine throttle. This curb could explain TRG9. TRG9 could have been triggered when the wheels contacted the ground after striking the curb, and this would explain why it is registered as a frontal impact with only a small delta V. Conclusion on page 7, the vehicle is traveling with the accelerator pedal fully engaged. Hard steering event before striking a curb and continuing until it struck the building, causing the damage. EDR data also showed that at no point was a service brake applied. An EDR report shows that the accelerator pedal was pressed to 100% at least 4.75 seconds prior to the hard steering event that triggered the EDR to wake up and start recording. Okay, so outcomes suspected those kind of offenses. The purpose of the investigation into suspected offenses committed by Mackenzie was for the purpose of confirming or dispelling the possibility of Mackenzie having been victimized and forced into committing unwanted acts. Detective Glover and I reviewed approximately 31,697 pages of material containing 92,945 text messages exchanges between Mackenzie and Dominic beginning January 2020 until July 31st, 2022. The messages were obtained pursuant to search warrant for Mackenzie's cell phone. As summary, messages indicate that Mackenzie voluntarily engaged in suspected acts with other people, likely in exchange for a monetary value without being forced to commit those acts. Evidence, January 25th, 2022, at 2:39:47 p.m. Mackenzie wrote, "You realize I'm just going to go get a sugar daddy and start selling feet pics, and I'm going to be doing just fine. So this is really your last chance to handwrite me an apology or fix this, or we're really done." March 5th, 2022, 6:25 or 6:24. This is a different day. Good grief. Dominic wrote, "Yeah, you let a dude F your feet for money like 6 months ago. We were broken up. We were broken up and it was Phil, it was feet, LMAO. Once again, then leave." I don't know. June 8th, 2022, Dominic wrote, "Yeah, I love you, but last time you started hanging with her, you literally let her sell your body to that random dude." And Dominic added, "And she hooked you up with the dude." Mackenzie replied, "We were broken up and it was just my feet. Do you think about it more than I think about it?" Dominic wrote, "You ran off and became a prostitute." Oh my gosh. Oh man. This is nasty. Mackenzie replied, "Because I don't personally think it's bad, but if you do and we're together, then I'm not going to do it." Dominic wrote, "You could never tell your family you were a prostitute." Mackenzie replied, "Because it's only my business and it's not a prostitution." June 25th, 2022. Dominic wrote, "Kenzie, there's always going to be a problem if you hanging with someone who got a dude that F your feet for money. What in the world is happening here? That's about a month. Well, I was finishing up with this section right here, and then my computer went dead. But I'll just add this to the bottom, and then we'll finish up. There's maybe like, I don't know, 6 pages left. So I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.